Hey guys, this is CJ and Kyle with our special guest, JP, also known as Mr. Awesome, as he wished to be called in the PNWR video.
As he called me.
Anyway, so in PNWR 2016, he competed in the novice division and got 4th place. If you want to go see his performance, look in the description below, there's a link. So today we're going to talk about competing and not competing. Me and Kyle did not compete for different reasons. So let's talk about that. So, why did you compete?
I competed because I think it's something I really enjoy. Not everyone likes to compete, but it's something I really enjoy. Competing is it's a motivator. It's part of the reason why I yo-yo. And the gratification, once you've competed, you put on all those hours practicing for your performance and being so nervous for it, it's amazing. But I'm not particularly proud of my performance. I think I did really bad.
Yeah, so in the performance, it's obvious that you did not do good.
Well, did I do good or did I do well?
I don't care. Anyway, so you did not do it as you wanted to, but what was the reason that you did not do
I'd say it was 100% nerves. I put in a lot of hours practicing for that thing, but it was my first competition, and it was just, I was very, very nervous about it, and that really affects your performance.
But do you wish you hadn't done it?
No, I do not wish I hadn't done it, because I want to compete again next year, and you have to have your first performance once.
Okay. But do you kind of wish, just a little bit, that you hadn't done it so that you could have spent more time, talking with everyone else?
I don't wish I hadn't done it. I wish I hadn't beaten myself up as bad as I did for not
really
doing as well as I. So if you do compete and you don't do as well as you hope, do not get upset yourself for it. Just do it again, and hopefully you'll be better.
So, what would you suggest someone, right, who's going to compete in intermediate? Would you suggest that he competes or just waits for a little bit?
What are you talking about, novice or?
Yes, novice division, right? This is going to be his first year going to PNWR, okay? But
Has he ever been to another competition?
No, he's not gone to another competition. This is his first time, but he's skilled as you. Would you suggest he goes as novice, or do you suggest he watches?
I would honestly suggest that he do it the first time, because I think.
Do you mean compete the first time you go?
Yes.
He's never even seen a competition?
Well,
he has no clue how it works?
No. He sees the competition on YouTube, but that's it. Never gone to anything.
I'm gonna have to say, I think. Well, there are pros and cons for each. I would say that I kind of wish I competed the first time because it's something. If you don't know what it's gonna be like, you are in a way not as nervous about it. You don't know like the world champion's gonna be there.
Yeah.
So I think in a way I would kind of wish I competed the first time I went because I wouldn't have been so nervous like people like the world champions watching me do this.
Yeah. But also on the flip side, right?
He's not.
If you don't do it the first year, you're going to be stressed out the entire time, right? And you could have a bad experience from that. Like,
yes, that is true.
So like if you show up, you're super nervous the entire time. You don't know anyone. You're freaked out, and then you compete. And if you mess up, yo-yoing is gonna suck for you, right? It's gonna seem like the worst thing on earth.
That's a good point.
But you can say you competed, which is one thing that most people enjoy being able to say. But I mean, it was up to you, right? And he did pretty good.
So let's talk about.
I did do pretty good.
No,
I did.
He did good enough.
Got 4th place.
Got 4th place, which is pretty good.
Let's
That's
talk
what Gentry
about,
Stein got in the real one.
That's good.
Me and Gentry.
So let's talk about.
Talk
about Nolan and me, our time PNWR without competing.
Yeah. So, part of the reason why I didn't want to compete is, for one, when I compete, I actually want to do the real version, not novice, because once you say you can compete, that's cool, but then you're always gonna say, well, yeah, I took so and so place, but it was a novice, right? It doesn't have the same bragging rights as if you had actually competed.
No,
I think no. If you're a novice, you compete in novice. If you're really good, you compete in the. You are good for whatever skill level you're at.
That's obviously
not
like
if Harrison Lee competed in novice.
If Harrison Lee was not known, he came in and he competed in the novice. and he totally dominated, would people give him as much credit if he did the same tricks in advanced, and even if he didn't take first, he took like 6th, it would still have more, I would say, more bragging rights if he took 6th in,
That's
in
true.
regular than first. And
Besides the fact why Nolan and me didn't want to compete was because we didn't want to have the stress of competing, and because the year before we didn't compete either. We were really focused on like filming the guys for our interviews last year. This year we really enjoyed just hanging out with people. It was really nice. We relaxed the whole time. Didn't have to worry about anything. It was pretty nice.
Yeah. Also, one of the things that I really highlighting this, all the stuff we did in PNWR, was interviewing Paul Den. It was probably the best time I've had at PNWR.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though,
You needed a mic.
yeah, we need a mic. So that will hopefully help improve the videos. If you guys enjoy Yoyo Wars, please comment below. You guys' feedback really tells us what we're gonna do, not do. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video.
Yes.
If you guys competed, comment below. If you guys would rather have not competed, if competing was the best thing ever, tell us. We always like to know. So subscribe down below.
This is not a test.